Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Lunch Tech and Chat. And I've got my friend Will here. And we'll skip all the introductions today because you guys already know us. If you don't, go back and listen to our old episodes. And today we're going to be talking about voice and AI. Come closer to the microphone, my friend. I know we've been playing with a lot of that. And OpenAI has released this new model, and Meta, and this Humanoid AI that has been out for a while. Guilherme, I know you've been playing with it. I've been playing quite a lot with it. We've been even like testing using non-human voices or human artificial voices on creating discussions and even maybe like podcasts. It's all crazy times, man. How are you finding this?
Yeah, so this is one of the craziest developments of the last few months when we've been really kind of pushing in the boundaries in terms of generation of voices in the AI space. And Andre actually shared with me a few of the models that I had looked into, and I spent a bit of time, playing with them, playing with the different platforms that actually are using their models and wrapping up solutions on top of it. It's becoming absolutely nuts. All of the big cloud providers are into that race. And of course, OpenAI as well, as launching their model. You probably actually can talk about that one a little bit more than me, because I haven't actually dabbled so much with the OpenAI, but I have played with the other models that are out there. So maybe we can actually start with that one.
Yeah. So
how does it work?
Yeah, it's interesting. So if we take the OpenAI model, so that's all based on GPT-4o. And that's the voice model that was to come out for a while now, and OpenAI has been holding. Everyone has been watching the videos for a while, and now it's finally out. The thing that is different, like if you're using the voice API, it's you can receive all the outputs in real time, which is quite cool. So as it's processing, you just send it out. But the thing is, you can intervene on the conversation. So it's a live API and it's a live conversation that if you talk it over, it will stop and re-listen to what you're saying before continuing the conversation.
Right.
And it takes to the next level, same as Humanoid AI and same as Meta's voice box, that adds the other things to make text to audio a little bit more natural, like the things of the okay, yes, and laughs and different sentiments when it's talking.
And verbal garbage.
And verbal garbage. So it feels less like a robot and more like a real person. And we've done that test on taking two voices talking to each other, and it really feels like two people, like in a real conversation.
But can you actually make the model also operate with more than one speaker, or for now it's actually most being utilized as like interaction between one person, like a person or a AI agent and the model? How does that work?
You have to have two API calls that are interacting with each other. So as the results are coming through, you're sending the audio to the other API to have the conversation. It won't out of the box generate the conversation between, let's say, two agents, let's call that way. But you can have the interaction, because as it's live listening and replying, you have the other agent interacting as a human, sending the audio that is being processed in live and being replied. So yeah, you can interact between them.
Right. Okay. So this essentially in a live scenario, you could be speaking to the AI on real time, and you could supposedly also change the kind of personality that the AI assumes. Is that possible as well? Or within the same kind of live streaming interaction, it's only one voice?
So in one connection is one voice with one personality, unless you instruct the AI to change the personality. But you can have two interactions happening simultaneously, one with different voices from each other. So each is one interaction.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
And if you prompt it midway to the interaction, that agent potentially can change its voice.
It could if you wanted to.
If you
yes.
wanted to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Maybe we can actually later we have like our phones just in front of us. So actually we can maybe do a short demonstration of what that looks like.
It would be nice if we had two phones for them to talk to each other.
But
maybe next time.
And what are kind of like some of the key features other than kind of like, I guess, live streaming and things like this, actually, that this AI model actually can also enable?
Well, it's everything that is out of GPT 4.0 with the new voice on top. Maybe we can ask ChatGPT to tell us that. Let's see if that works. Hopefully work as a live demo for us. GPT, now that the new voice features are out from OpenAI on GPT 4.0 that just got released, and if you don't know any of that information, search the web to update your database. But can you explain to us what are the new features and what makes this new functionality so cool that everyone has been expecting for it?
The new voice features in ChatGPT 4 are quite impressive. They allow for more natural and dynamic conversations, with the AI generating human-like speech that can include different tones and emotions. This makes interactions feel more engaging and lifelike. People have been keenly awaiting this kind of functionality because it opens up a whole new realm of possibilities for interactive storytelling, education, and even customer service.
And can you just be a little bit more excited as you're telling the rest of this answer for me? Just be really excited, like laughing and upbeat. Just, lighten up this answer for us.
Absolutely. So with these new voice features, ChatGPT 4 is basically revolutionizing how we interact with AI. Imagine conversations that are so natural, you might forget you're talking to a machine. It's like having a chat with a mate who can...
Now can you be really, really sad and low and just carry on downbeat and just carry on what you're saying?
Yeah. And now, with these voice features, conversations are just so natural. It's almost like you're talking to a real person.
I want to talk to a real pirate. Can you be a pirate?
Matey, ye be wanting to chat with a real pirate, eh? Well, hoist the sails and let's set course for a grand adventure on the high sea.
Thank you, GPT.
Yeah, so this is really cool. I think there's a lot of possibilities for what actually that could happen here. We can actually definitely maybe take a future episode to explore even further some of the features of OpenAI. But in the meantime, like, let's maybe move on and see like what are the comparative kind of like features and things like this that we have from the other guys. So have you explored a little bit what Meta has been doing recently?
I've been watching lots of videos. I've been reading online, but I haven't put my hands on it. As you said, I'm not sure how much of that is fully open for usage yet. So we need to invest a bit of time to understand that. But yeah, the voice box from Llama or Meta seems really cool. I know they're trying to focus more like on game engines and things like that, so it becomes more natural. Like imagine if you're playing GTA and every single character has its own personality and voice and is more natural and is building and talking as it's creating the information. That's like a massive revolution for games, isn't it?
Yeah. So a few of the explorations that I've seen on the voice box, which I find quite revolutionary, is they have a number of features in there, which we can probably like cover in detail. But one of the ones that I found the most exciting is the fact that you can edit a audio as if you were editing text, right? So and I don't know exactly what the name they call it. I think they call like maybe editing. I think it's one the way that they call like voice editing, which essentially that means that you take a audio file, okay, that you've passed through the model, and then if, say, for any reason, the person that actually has, the speaker has made a mistake, a misspelling mistake, or maybe kind of like even, didn't say what he actually really intended actually to say, you can effectively go and edit the text as if you're editing a Google Docs, and he's changing and reissuing or generating a new audio, which includes that without you having actually to go and record it again. And I found that feature is like,
and that's what people are using for like translations, like translate movies, like dubbing in another language. And then you use AI to change the mouth movement as well as changing the way that the person is speaking using the same voice. That's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, but like the fact that you don't have to record, I think the most interesting part is the fact that you don't necessarily have to record it again.
Yeah.
Is the fact that you can just naturally change the same audio output by changing it like on a live basis when you're actually kind of like reviewing, curating the audio. You say like, oh, actually this word here or this sentence here doesn't sound quite natural. It's not exactly what I intended, or maybe in the translation kind of like context is like, this doesn't sound natural in the destination language, in the context for that destination language, and therefore you can actually kind of like just
like a joke or something like that.
A joke or something like this, that it would make sense in one language, but actually when it's translated, actually is not that funny.
Which is what they do when they dub like TV series and stuff like that with real humans reviewing and changing the script, right?
Yeah, but you do that.
But now you're keeping the original voice of that person instead of
you keep the original voice, the original tone, the original stressing of the words and everything. But on top of it, actually you're editing, and actually it's just the AI is just reissuing a new file that represents actually that content. So I found actually that very, very interesting. There are a number of other features, including also cross-language features in the voice box model that I think they're still, depending on how that's gonna actually be really launched into market, will be revolutionary.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, when you look at some of the translations of audio or dubbing from English, where most of the training is based into other common languages, Spanish, Chinese, etc. Most of the audio still doesn't really sound that natural in those other languages. Or sometimes it's just one accent of those other languages that is really replicated, and everything else is kind of like ignored.
Yeah.
Even though the audience of the people that might be dubbing, or like the target audience, might be more used to a particular type of accent of that other language, and therefore they wouldn't necessarily connect with the destination. But with some of the stuff that Meta is now working on, I think that could lead.
Oh, yeah. They already have the new Meta glasses that are coming out, that if you turn it on translation, people can talk to you in any language, and then just above your ear, you will be hearing in your own language. Imagine like everyone using a glass like that. Like that's Babylon, right? Like
it's like bringing Google glasses again, right? But 15 years.
Yeah, but smaller, lighter, looking as normal shades and not as a massive piece of hardware hanging on your head.
but maybe that's something that
it was a great idea in the wrong time.
It was a great idea in the wrong time. Maybe now people, because they're hearing about AI more often, AI is being used by just normal people in everyday life. That could be more normalized. Yeah. I don't know. We actually probably have to test.
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest. This is something actually we would have to see. But Anyways, is there any other kind of like audio models that we would like to cover?
I think we can explore more in the next episode because we do need to wrap it up for today. But I want to tell you guys, if you go on your Spotify and you search for Behind the Screen podcast, and you're going to see that the creator is called Andre, which is me. And that podcast is entirely created using AI. I want to see if you guys can notice that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes so far. It's all talking about movies and series like Rings of Power, is Disney too woke, about Steven Seagal, Google and Naruto's, Goku and Naruto, sorry. Stuff like that. Go there, listen to it. It's 100% created using AI. I'll try to keep it up to date. But that's a really good and cool experiment.
Yeah, it's an experiment, and I think people will get a little bit of a picture of what some of the technologies that we were talking about today and in the previous episodes, especially around voice.
Yeah, the future's not coming. The future's here.
Yeah, the future is here.
Cool. Thank you, guys. And see you next week.
Cheers.